the two previous maps we've had. They got behind on Cobble and never made it back, and they also got quite far behind on Mirage, although they did manage to bring it back in that scenario. So it's going to be exciting to see whether or not NaVi get up to a slow start once again, or if they can actually get out of the gates from the get-go and really bring it to ESC. Because I'm not sure if ESC are going to be able to respond to that, if that is the case.
Oh, that is the task that's ahead of ESC right now. They definitely need to get this good start. They definitely need to just shock and awe NaVi. They're rushing into the B bomb site. There's a lot of people here defending, and it's not going to be fun at all. Starix looking for the opening kill on somebody, but actually Sparrow's going to be walking in. Finally, Edward will take one down, and he's still waiting on the other side. But they are dropping low on NaVi's side, although they have the man lead. They're still not quite through yet. X's is going to pick up one as a follow-up shot from Innocent. Is it really going to work out for ESC? They have the man lead once again now, and Starix and Zeus, they're reloading in the middle of everything. Innocent picks up a double kill, and X's has got a double as well. It's the stand-in doing work right now. Zeus coming through, trying to get the last kill in here, or one more kill at least, but it's a 1-on-3 for him. Bomb is down as well, and it seems like ESC, they may in fact have done it. Zeus waiting right at the edge of the smoke here, just trying to see if they won't challenge him. And they are going to pick up the challenge. Zeus down to 28 health. He picks up one, and now it's a 1-on-2, but he does not have a kit picked up. He's going to have to go fast. He takes the one. He runs for Innocent. 5 bullets left. He has nothing more. He's going to have to pick up another gun somewhere. There's one on the ground. Goes for the reload, but without a kit, it's going to take forever and a day. Zeus gets the triple, but cannot win the round. Is there anything more painful, Vendetta?
Oh, that's heartbreaking if you're Suez, but I guess you made the right call, actually, because at a certain point, there's no way you can actually defuse it and actually get away with it. So him just going for that extra kill, picking up another $300, that's the best you can do in that situation.
Is anybody else just shocked that ESC managed to walk through a NaVi stack? There were 4 members for NaVi holding that site, and ESC still walk in, get the kills, get the bomb plant, and defend it.
What actually surprised me the most was the fact that you saw Cease being, posted up at higher there with a flashbang. And he laid probably the most perfect flash I've seen in a long, long while, because that flashed every single member on ESC as they were running out of the long tunnels, I guess, or the long sewers. And I was so surprised that nobody from NaVi actually took that advantage, or, took the opportunity. It could have been Edward from short there, or Starix down in the pit. Any of them could actually have just aggressively pushed out and probably picked up 1 or 2 kills just right off the bat, but it didn't really happen. So instead, ESC got the time to live down the flashes and grenades and actually just worked their way onto the site slowly.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. That played a sort of big deal. Guardian, you can really shoot through this glass, can you? He jumps up and shoots at Minis once. Follow-up shot as well. Doing a lot of work right now. Be a painful round for them to lose here. Seized will pick up a kill, and finally they manage to take one down, but this is still not a very good start, obviously, coming out here from ESC, though they are doing a lot of damage. They're also taking a lot. Guardian with the follow-up kill.
And is Innocent timed out? Because that does not seem like the right place to be with the bomb.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it looks like he's
not
hanging.
excited at all. Starix is going to get the kill, and that means probably the NaVi win the round, either because Innocent gets found or because he's just going to be timed out eventually, or the time will run out, more likely. Oh, this is turning into quite the painful game for ESC, and I guess anyone who's a fan, and even more worrying anyone who's been betting on them. Jesus.
This is so heartbreaking for ESC. That's the second time where you're going to have a round for ESC, which they're most likely going to win. I think there's no way NaVi wins that round if Innocent is with them there. That's a fully decked out guy with an AK.
Yeah.
How do they lose that in that situation when the last remaining guy from NaVi has, 13 HP and a pistol?
I don't know.
It's just really heartbreaking to see. And the fact that, people actually go to these lengths to actually ruin an up-and-coming team's chances at basically taking down, a Titan compared to them.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because you can be absolutely sure ESC would be having a party in Poland, right, tonight, if they 2-0'd NaVi, which was a very likely result. Instead, things just turn a little bit differently. So that's super upsetting. We can't really do anything to change the result, but we can at least acknowledge that ESC have been playing out of their minds tonight. So it's a real shame that they're experiencing all of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what the third round tonight, third huge round at least for ESC that they don't manage to collect because of this. That's a real problem. I mean, Mirage could have been theirs, and now crucial second round here, ESC don't manage to make it. So that's a real problem here for ESC.
Yeah. And it's like the most impactful rounds.
Yeah, the timing is impeccable.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Industrial strength timing?
Yeah. Absolutely. Because imagine, obviously, this is, in its current state, Overpass is a CT favored map.
Yeah.
So getting off to a good start, strong start, getting 3 rounds right off the bat if you're starting on the T side. Hell, if you just pick up the first buy round, so I guess after the pistol round, the first challenging round, just pick up one of those, and you're off to a 5-0 start. And you've nearly done all you have to do for the remainder of the half. So you've got the biggest cushion in the world. You can, relax, put your shoulders down, and just play your game. And the way ESC has been playing right now, there's no reason to think that they wouldn't be able to just add on to that and potentially even win the T side, right? It's just really disheartening to see.
Oh yes, it's troubling without a doubt. I don't know what could be done to really make up for it. You were suggesting alcohol earlier, Vendetta.
Yeah, I think that's the only solution at this point.
Yeah, I mean all the bottles at the birthday party are gone. There are a few teddy bears. I don't know if they'll make up for it.
Industrial strength teddy bears maybe might do the trick.
This elephant actually, it looks about as sad as I think ESC would in this current situation. It has that going for it. Very, very depressing. I don't know about the giraffe. Is this the giraffe? I think it is. Oh, very sad times. We're still waiting, of course, for Innocent to get back in. And the problem is, if someone disconnects from the match, then you need to call the pause in the beginning, which means somebody gets paused, sort of get disconnected in the middle of a match, in the middle of a round. There's not much you can do about it because.
Nope.
The round plays out.
Yeah, the problem is if you put in a rule that says, "Oh, well, then we sort of replay that round," then how easy would it be for teams to just disconnect themselves as they were losing the round and say, "Oh, I got disconnected." Obviously, that's not what's happened to Innocent, not even close. But you see where the problem is if you wanted to try and make a rule for it. It'd be really hard. So
it's hard to battle these kind of issues.
Yeah. So tough situation, of course, here. I do like the fact that they put up these Christmas lights, different places in the maps, haven't they?
I haven't seen anyone yet. Like where?
If you go to the B bomb site, the entrance right coming out of the
there we go.
There's like a.
Oh yeah.
That was subtle.
Yeah.
Nothing too crazy.
Nice.
Gotta see Inferno. I'm sure Inferno's all.
Oh god, yeah. Assuming the chickens have hats already.
Yeah.
Oh, do they?
I'm just assuming.
Okay,
right,
we have
seems like we're
unpaused.
unpausing.
And Innocent is back in the game again. Let's see if the Shrek 9 actually is sort of a wide variety of pistols coming out right here. It's C-Set 75, only the one, and then 2 Tech 9s, 1 Glock, and something that isn't a pistol, but it's an AK instead on Rallon.
Well, I guess that's probably the AK that fell down from Innocent when he timed out.
Makes sense.
Because he didn't time out until he was, until the new round had started. So I guess that's something going the way of ESC.
Maybe a saving grace if it's going to make the difference. That would be impressive. Seized and Seuss and Guardian, all of them inside the bomb site, waiting right at the edge here. As Seized goes down, the Tech 9 just a little bit too strong. Guardian waiting on the other side. They're going to jump in and try and get the bomb plant down right in front of him, and Guardian flicks right on there, but couldn't get the kill. Didn't have enough bullets. Now they're going to be out of the bomb site, looking really good. And I hope Minais is going to run around. Dominis is going to run around. No, he's going to wait here, and his teammates are kind of falling down. The bomb is ticking away, and there is no kit picked up on Navi's side.
Yeah, they're limited on time here. Rollin gets a double as well. Headshot on Zeus and the wallbang onto Guardian. This is a real problem. And look at Minais. He's got the Tech 9. He just runs onto the site. Clears out both remaining members for NaVi. And that's how you bounce back into a match. ESC. There you go. A perfect A plant and the follow-up hold.
And that's actually something we didn't talk about because Overpass has been updated since DreamHack Winter. And one of the changes is that they've expanded the bomb site, so you can plant at a bigger field, basically, a bigger area than what you could previously, which even the overlay for this map hasn't been updated to. And I think what we're going to see is more teams going towards A and never actually take the site. So do pretty much exactly what ESC do. So you're never going to see anyone actually commit to the A bomb site, because you could just smoke it off, plant inside the smoke, and then just run out. And it's going to be so hard for CTs to actually do anything about it.
It's what we saw 3D Max do yesterday, wasn't it? They had quite a bit of success doing that, I believe. Am I misremembering? What, where were we seeing 3D Max on this map?
Similar? Confirmed?
Yes,
Denied?
yes. 3D Max were on this map. They were the ones taking care of it. They had a very clever play. They just weren't able to really win.
Yeah, he couldn't get
How
that kill.
did Cease not get that kill?
Nice little detail. Just saw that out of the corner of my eye, but actually the terrorist did throw a smoke from over here by the birthday area that sort of goes over the hedge and then down in towards the B bomb site, because there are no skyboxes. We keep bringing this up, but that means actually maybe if someone from NaVi was down here, they might think, oh, it might be B after all, if they didn't see where the smoke comes from. So that's a nice little idea there, and that's going to be 3-1 ESC. Even losing the follow-up anti-eco round after winning the pistol, they're still doing really well.
They might actually come out pretty far ahead, all things considered. They should be able to pick up a 4th round here. Already rushing onto the site, it's going to be Zeus holding solo on B. He's going to get overwhelmed. 4 members there for ESC, and they're going to get the bomb plant as well. So this is looking fantastic. Navi, in the meantime, was pushing up mid, and Manize is waiting. He's here to cut off this rotation. He's got to be careful, though. He could get overwhelmed. Guardian, not going to get the job done. Now the question is, can he find Edward?
He spots him already, and Edward is going to get the drop on him, though, pick up the AK and try and run away. But still, very impressive round coming out here from ESC once again. And they're hunting Edward. They really don't want him to get away with this AK.
Oh. And they're going to find him as well. Exus gets the job done, and there you go, ESC. Very expensive round, though, for them. That's a bit much. That was a very successful eco round for NaVi, all things considered, getting 2 kills like that.
And I guess, ultimately, Vendetta, we have to take into account that because of that bomb plant change, it also means it changes the map balance a little bit from what we're used to. Because normally I think we'd be saying ESC is going to be like in a great position. They've already won enough rounds. They can they can actually win the map just having 4 rounds on the terrorist side. Like it's not absolutely perfect, but it should be enough. But that could have changed a lot now. So maybe we're going to expect them to get a little bit more in the future. Though Manice will pick up a good shit there and shot on Edward, and Sparrow's gone down on the other side of the map. So just kills happening left and right, and I think maybe Exus could be picking up one here. No, they actually stop. Instead, it's going to be Rowland to take down Zeus.
Yeah, nicely done there by Rowland.
A bit of a worry for, well, in addition to Starks picking up Rowland there, is the fact that Cease is pushed up very aggressively, but it seems like he's backing off right now. But he could have actually had the opportunity to box in ESC completely, and I think Starks might be too brave for his own good. Or Exus is timed out.
Oh, don't do it, Starks. Don't do it.
Yeah,
Guardian stops him. Good man, Guardian. Good guy, Guardian.
Yeah, knifing people is not a good idea, because if you do knife people, you get the $1,500 bonus, and at that point, you're just gonna get way too much money, more than you should have got anyway. So Guardian being cool about it. That is, was that a double DDoS? I think.
I have no idea.
No idea.
But yeah, that Starks would have died there 100% of the time if Exus is not timed out. Again, like, ESC couldn't have worse luck with the timing to this.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's no other way to put it. It's definitely depressing to witness, but there isn't really much we can do about it, and apparently there's not much ESC can do about it either. So we're just waiting, hoping that they figure it out. But it is kind of hard to deal with.
It is, and well, I guess we were talking about how depressing it is to watch. Just imagine how it feels for ESC.
Oh, I can't even. Like I said, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, the fact that they actually keep getting back into it and winning eco rounds and putting it up, giving NaVi the fight, that's really impressive.
Yeah, that's what's really crazy about it. Like Mirage, they still put up a fight, and here on Overpass,
doing the same, came right back after the first time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, but at the same time, that's also part of what's making it so depressing. Is that if they weren't interrupted, would they have won this best of 3 already?
Yeah,
Would
I
they
think
be
so.
winning it?
they would have crushed Navi on
Yeah,
Mirage.
I think so too, and that's yeah.
No doubt about it.
They're putting some smiley faces in there. Cease is also saying it's definitely not fair what's going on. So I think Navi. I mean, Navi have been the victims of this in the past, so I think they understand how troubling it can be. So I mean, I don't think Navi are particularly excited about winning in this fashion either. But it's not their fault at the same time. So then what can they do?
Well, crossing fingers that the rest of the game is going to go out without a hitch.
We shall see.
Yeah. Well, I guess we've got more time to kill, so...
So
What's up? What have you guys been up to today?
What have I been doing? Apart from coming up with different objects in which you could put industrial strength in front of. What have I been
Not
doing?
that much.
I took my dogs for a walk. Even though it is cold and rainy in Denmark, and they don't really like walking in the rain at all. They don't really like walking much at all anyway. But I did that, and it was actually kind of refreshing, even with the rain and the cold. I kind of liked it. So
Do you have industrial strength leash?
yeah, they are made of leather and stuff. So I guess maybe kind of.
Well, the question is, industrial strength pugs. That'd be a scary thing. Force of nature right there.
I don't know, because they're already so weak to begin with. I feel like they wouldn't be that impressive. Even in industrial strength, they'd still be pretty fragile.
Are you doubting the industrial strength, Anders?
Yeah, a little bit on that in that one case. Okay, we're back into the game, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's hard to believe, but it's definitely true. The 7th round is coming up here, and a good opening from Edward kind of charges in and stabs Spiro with the AK, and then it's going to be down to Maniz going down as well. It's a double kill for Edward. Innocent going to be alone 1 on 5 here. And he does just take Zeus with him before Edward lands his 3rd kill of the round and brings NaVi to a 3-4 scoreline and forces ESC to eco.
Yeah, and I guess to continue on the topic that we were talking about before all the pauses, with the map changes, obviously you mentioned that this might change the balance of the map in terms of how CT-sided it is.
Yes.
Or it was compared to now. And I think we're also going to see a difference in playstyle. As ESC runs into the Static Shredder, Edward's going to follow up on the Nice there, and it's all down to Innocent. And while Innocent is trying his best to survive here, then yeah, my point was, I think we're actually going to see a pretty big change in how CT side is played, at least on the A-bomb site. Because seeing how you can pretty much get a successful plant on the A-bomb site without ever taking the site, it kind of forces the CT's hand to play more aggressively.
That's true.
Exactly right. Yeah. It's kind of like, well, do you think it's kind of like how A side has changed on Dust 2 now? The fact that you can get the cat plant? Is it a similar scenario essentially? Because now you have to worry a little bit more about cat?
I think it's going to be more evident on a map like Overpass. Because you have, to get a plant on the old Overpass, you pretty much had to, set up a tent for your team on the bomb site and, hold off vicious hordes of people trying to retake the site. In this case, you kind of just have to let one guy hop in and try to get the bomb down. It's not that big of a commitment. So I think it's a bigger change for Overpass than it is for Dust 2. But the Dust 2 plan has definitely had an effect on how you play it. But absolutely, no doubt.
I mean, for one thing, it's a lot more difficult for the CT side now to just rely on controlling long, for instance, which previously was quite a powerful way to hold that A-bomb side, as long as you sort of had control along, especially if you had an AWP down there. You could force the Ts to plant in pretty much only just one position on that bomb site. Now that's definitely changed, so yeah, there are some stuff happening. Apparently Taz is going to be joining instead now.
All right, well, we're just bringing in everyone.
Yeah.
It's all over the place, man.
We might actually end up with just having VP play NaVi at the end of this.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm thinking as well. Because then let's just get Snacks. Let's get Bialy. Before we know
Luke is
it,
coming as well. So come
No
back
way.
from Luke. Everybody's joining. Yeah, if we need more Cuban or Lord, says Guardian.
What did happen to Lord? Because Cuban obviously sort of officially retired, right? But Lord kept playing for a while.
he kind of faded. He
I
kind of
think
faded
it
out.
might
Yeah.
still be playing because at least when the EPS season in Poland was going on, I saw him in a couple of teams.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
what I meant.
they disbanded like
Yeah.
a
They
couple
spent,
months
but
ago.
I'm kind of just expecting him to still be around. Just might not be trying to play actively or competitively, but still
Play.
around in the Polish scene.
All right, then. Well, we'll see.
Well, the problem is like they have to. Well, they already have one stand-in. Like they have to maintain at least 3 players, right?
I have no idea how it works. I think in ESL, as long as they're added to your team, the team that is signed up for EPL, you could have as probably as big of a roster as you'd like, as long as the players are registered, have their IDs on it, and connect to Wire. You're good to go.
Isn't there a conflict then if VP are also competing?
Oh yeah. I don't
you can't
think Taz
exactly
is coming.
have.
I don't think Taz is coming. But I think as long as they have X amount of players who are not committed to another team on their ESL team that is signed up for EPL, then they're allowed to play.
Yeah.
Which I think
Kind of
is
curious. If you
fair.
have to maintain the 3 players of the original roster, though, or like the
I'm
roster,
sure
right?
if
The
that
official
is
roster,
a
right?
thing. Because I think ESL, or the way ESL rules work, is that as long as they're added to the team, that is the official team that is signed up for that league. Even though it's not the regular 5, but in the eyes of ESL, that's just the team. So it could be like a 10-man lineup where you never see the 5 of the guys play, and it's just the same 5 over and over, which is how it usually works. And then you have the opportunity to bring in stand-ins, which I'm actually okay with, seeing how if you run into issues like this where it's multiple people having issues with their connection, then you don't want to forfeit the game, especially when you're doing so well. You want to play it out and see how far you can take it.
Of course.
So, yeah, I'm all for that. But I guess the rules could have changed since I last played EPS, but that's at least how it was when I did it.
Yeah, well, we'll try and brush up on that, see if we can figure out exactly what the rules state. Either way, yeah, there's definitely a lot of frustration going on. I think that it sounds like ESC is saying we'll give it one more shot, see how it goes, and then we'll figure out how to proceed from there if it doesn't. But obviously, we hope that it won't be too much of an issue for the polls, as they have been through a lot this evening already. Huh.
Yeah, well, there are 5 on the server, so.
You mean it's a start? Although Innocent does have 700 ping, which is
well,
it's a
minor
bit much.
inconvenience.
Yeah. I guess he can carry grenades with him. To he dies, they can pick them up. He has a function to play still, but.
Well, we'll see how this plays out. So, Sam, what have you been up to today? Anders has been on a walk with his pugs. What have you been doing?
Excuse me. Let's see. Helped a student out with his report. He's doing esports stuff, so I got to spend a bit of time in the afternoon talking esports, regular, like general stuff, free to play, Twitch, that sort of thing.
Oh, cool.
And then there was a certain podcast that I was working on a little bit in the afternoon.
Oh.
And then kind of messed around with the frag bite guys, industrial strength party, and then here. So it's been a fun day.
Wow, sounds like good times all around.
Yeah, it was fun to talk, actually, like take a step back and talk again about like what at least feels like had the most impact on esports, or at least within the last several years, what really just rocketed us up to where we are now, with Dota, LoL, CS now, StarCraft, all that stuff, right? It's fun to take a stroll down memory lane and try and go through everything again.
All right, so for all the purists, I guess, who only follow CS, what was your brief summary to the guy who was writing the report? What was the biggest impact?
Biggest impact was Twitch, hands down. The advent of streaming and being able to watch like we're doing now, right?
Yeah.
Being able to watch games live, that changed the game completely. That made it possible to market to bigger sponsors, to get more money behind, to be able to run bigger events, to be able to sponsor teams. I mean, it just started the ball rolling when you had thousands of people tuning in all of a sudden, instead of just the few thousand people who may be tuning in, right? Still on the stream, but not that big. And then really, all the sponsorship was around like people who were at the physical event. Now that totally shifted over to now we're talking about streams with hundreds of thousands of people tuning in. It's a totally different ballgame. Yeah. So it's got to be Twitch that was the biggest thing to really have an impact.
And it kind of closed the gap between the casual follower and the pro players of various games as well, in a really
Absolutely.
good way. You get live, interaction with your favorite player, get to follow him, see what he does.
There was a really cool analogy. It was somebody, I can't remember which article. It was just like somewhere on Daily Dot or something like that. But whatever. They compared it to basically like strapping a webcam onto LeBron James's chest, and he'd have like an in-ear with the mic as well. You could ask questions as he practices, or plays a script or something like that. Like that's the kind of access you have now with like video games, at least. These pro players are streaming left and right. They talk to the chat. This kind of back and forth is unheard of anywhere else. So just that alone is sick. Is really sick.
Yeah, it's a really unique thing for to have that kind of connection between spectator and player, which is a really good thing in my opinion. Because you also have the correct amount of distance as well. Because I can see it being annoying for LeBron James, for instance, to get out of the dressing room after a game and then talking to the 15,000 people outside. That could be a bit of a hassle, but you got the perfect distance with the streaming and whatnot.
There's streaming and I think the free to play model for games as well.
Yeah,
like that combination. Just
funnily enough,
completely out of
CS:GO
control.
is not following.
No, but that's what's really interesting as well, right? CS:GO is a hybrid. CS:GO has the box sale and it has free to play mechanics and skins, stickers. I'm sure that the Valve can come up with other things as well, to throw into the game. So you have the small things that are monetizing the game as well as the actual box sale. Like they're a hybrid model that's actually working remarkably well compared to full-on free-to-play like LoL or Dota, right?
Yeah.
StarCraft is the other end of the spectrum. They're just a straight box, nothing else behind it backing that, and which is why Blizzard are just loving Hearthstone to bits, because all of a sudden they've got a free-to-play game that's just working wonders for them, and they're making mountains of cash off of it, right? There's the focus for them, right? So yeah, CS is just sick because it's the hybrid model between both of those, and it's actually working.
So in conclusion, CS is awesome.
Damn straight, man.
What I would really love, since we're just talking anyway here at this point, I'd really love it if Counter-Strike was made in I've said this a couple of times before, in a free-to-play version for the SEA market, for the Southeast Asian market, or for the Chinese market. That would be super cool. The rest of us can continue to pay for it. It's not that much. It's very often on sale for like $5 or something. So I think almost anyone can pretty much afford that, assuming they have access to a credit card and Steam and everything else. But
or a skin.
Exactly. But the other market, the Asian market, is very heavily driven by LAN cafes, LAN centers, where people don't actually pay for their games, and the net LAN vendors, they won't pay for them either. So League of Legends and Dota and stuff, like anything that's free to play, is going to have a big advantage. And I think we should get in on that action, because actually the Asian players are super cool.
Hell, I mean, Riot have taken it a step further, if you can trust Orin. The idea that in North America and EU, LoL at least, the characters are locked. You get free characters like up to 10, I think, or something like that per week, and that changes week to week, but that's all you get. They've totally changed that over in Southeast Asia and Korea and all that, with basically all the characters a la Dota getting unlocked right off the bat, just to make it more attractive for these PC bang players to play the game. So like Riot have like actually just adapted to the market, and it'd be sick to see CS follow suit and try and make that jump, because watching POW play at ESWC was definitely some of the most fun I've had at that tournament. Like flat out, they were so much fun to watch, but we never get to see them, and I want to see more teams like POW, right? More teams out of South Korea, more teams out of Japan. Like it would be sick.
Yeah, that would actually be so incredibly cool. So I guess we know what to talk about the devs. Like,
what's up?
Can't you just go to Gabe Newell and be like,
now
make CS:GO free in Asia?
Before, we definitely will talk to the devs about that. I think I've actually already mentioned it at least a couple of times to many of them. But now we need to write them about buffing the CZ75 again, because
oh god,
we can't let them rest like that. They're not just going to get off that easily. We can't just we complain for like half a year about it, and then once it's done, we're like, no, change it.
It's gone too far. No,
I think it brought
honestly,
it back in line.
I think we're gonna be perfectly fine with having the CZ, taking a bazooka to the knee. Yeah. I think that's perfectly fine, because we're gonna have a new gun to really hate, and that's gonna be the Tech 9.
That's
and
the
it's
Shrek
gonna
9.
be glorious. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how long that lasts.
Are you saying we don't have enough hate in our hearts for two different things all at once?
Oh, but you need to keep in mind that we're also hating on the fact that the Silence Colt is now 3,100.
Oh yeah, and we
Yeah.
also have
Yeah.
to
And
save.
Train is completely different, right? So you need to have some, some energy to hit on
But
that too.
all of the petitions we signed for the Save the 1D campaign, they went through, guys. They were effective. The Deagle is $100 cheaper. Thank you very
Game
much, Valve.
changer. Game changer.
We're out to save the world. Saving all the Deagles.
We also have to expend an enormous amount of energy trying to figure out who the next cheater is, which by Twitch TV chat standard is actually everybody who's ever shooting anyone. So that's good. That does take out a lot of time as well. But yeah,
Twitch is super effective when it comes to that thing.
Yeah, here it is. I love it. It's
so. I think we actually Twitch has been, or Twitch chat to be more specific, has been so effective with it that we actually don't have to worry about it because they've got it covered.
Dude, Twitch chat is so effective. They've finished Pokemon.
That's true.
What's up?
That's true.
That is
Wow.
a threshold right there
How
that we
long
have
did
now
that take?
passed.
How long did that
man.
take? It was like
Days,
27 weeks or something.
I don't know, but they finished it, man.
I
They did
tried
it.
to watch that and it was so painful. I just couldn't.
I don't know how people watch for more than 5
I
minutes.
just remember tuning into that stream, and they were at a certain place, where because obviously we play Pokemon ourselves, so see that they're that place in the map. Okay, it's gonna be a while before they get to anywhere, and then don't even think about it until the next day. You pop in, they're the exact same place, like 18 hours later. They haven't moved. They're still dropping down that cliff again. Everyone just spamming left, and there's one guy just like right. It's really just messing up for everyone. And then you have the anarchy vote, and it was glorious to watch for a few minutes.
And man, you sound like you know a whole lot more about this thing than I do, man.
Well,
I'm just
I
chat
was
is
intrigued.
complaining. Are you crazy? You might as well give him control of a nuke. This is gonna be the end of the world. Like, you do not give chat control. Although straw polls, think about how crazy that would be, though. You got a straw poll, and the chat gets to fill out the straw poll, and then eventually they get to vote for the straw poll, and whatever gets voted to the top happens in game.
Oh no. That can't be good. I don't approve at all.
I would love it. Oh, Innocent is back.
Wow.
Woo.
There is progress. I was beginning to wonder if we would actually, just die at the stream here.
Yeah, we're just I was about we were in Narnia, but that's not the right. We're in purgatory, I guess is the right word.
Purgatory.
Narnia is
limbo.
not the right.
Limbo.
Yeah, limbo, exactly. Yeah, we're not in Narnia, but it's
You know
getting
what's gonna
late.
happen, guys? For the second night running, I'm
Actually-
gonna miss my train home.
Oh yeah,
This is gonna be a long walk.
GG. Actually, I watched the second Narnia and it did feel a little bit like Limbo. I'm not gonna lie. Jesus,
It wasn't what you expected.
What?
No.
Watching Narnia, dude?
That
Really?
was so painful.
The second Narnia,
It's like watching Hunger Games. It's just why. Go. No.
It
Just
made
no.
absolutely no sense. It's the most senseless movie I've ever seen. I'll expand on that later on. Because now we do have the game going back into it. It's the 9th round. It's the first half of the third map here to decide who's going to be winning. Guardian with the opening kill on Sparrow, and over by the restrooms, it's Seized. Just listening in, and he's going to get a lot of targets. Underhand flash, throw out. He's going to peek, and he gets nothing for it. Manise is going to take him down. That looked like it should have been great.
Dude, Manise has the reactions of a god. He pulled a 180, he pulled a 360 there, and shot Seized in the face somehow. That is sick. And now he gets a second kill, takes out Guardian. Innocent speeds up on the L-bend, takes out Edward, and just like that, ESC are going to get to walk out onto this A site and get the plant.
Oh, but look at Zeus. If Rel actually goes for this new plant, he might be able to stop it. Although it's going to take a lot of work from him being 1-on-4.
And he doesn't. He's planning all the way back here, so... Ooh.
He
Nearly
came close.
gets it. Grenade. No, it hits the truck instead. They don't know where he is. They're still really confused. Now I think they finally realized, wait a minute. It's coming up from behind instead. And Zeus wanting to make sure he doesn't get backstabbed while he's doing the backstabbing, which is obviously a really reasonable idea. But he's actually just going to probably walk out of this bomb site, steal the AWP. So ESC making it to 5-4. This time it's Manise just opening up and doing extremely well.
I'm really surprised Manise actually managed to get 2 fights there.
The first one versus Seized was ungodly.
Exactly, and after that it was solo 1 HP that you kind of imagined that anyone you ran into would be able to get him down, but him picking up a second frag opened up a lot for ESC.
I think it works perfectly that he walked into Guardian, because Guardian probably took the shot with the AWP, missed it, and that's like the one scenario where Minis can get that second frag.
And
if Guardian misses that one shot
anymore.
Yeah, man, he just couldn't get the pistol out fast enough. It happened.
Yeah.
But it never happens to Guardian. He just doesn't know how that happened. He doesn't know what was going on.
Oh, man.
Gonna do as a follow-up here. Guardian has the ult, but he's actually gonna miss the shot. Zeus is waiting really close by, and this time Minis is not gonna get the kill, so a bit of a better start here for NaVi, which they definitely need. If they lose this round, 3 of them won't be able to buy. The last 2 will, so it's going to be super awkward if that happens. And then ESC might actually be in a really good spot anyway.
A bit of a battle over on the B side. That's going to force Edward back. But basically, NaVi are just consolidating their defense right now. ESC don't really have a clear way onto a site quite yet, unless Rollin can deliver one here. If he can catch somebody peeking, and he does, he finds the shot on Edward, catches Zeus out in the open, but Zeus is too fast for him and takes him out in turn. Stark still lurking behind the barrels, but that's not going to help him. Sparrow takes him out, and all of a sudden, ESC have got this into a 3-on-3.
Yeah, controlling the site a little bit here. Flashbangs raining. Can they get the bomb down? Innocent's going to be the one making the jump over, and he is on point, so he's going to be able to get that bomb down. And look at Sparrow. He's got such a great position. It easily takes down Zeus with the first kill. Guardian dropping low as well. Seized will drop after just the 1 kill. And Guardian is making his way out. He's not feeling it any longer. And that's going to be a 6th round. And do you think they're going to force up? I mean, they pretty will, won't they?
It's NaVi. And Edward and Zeus do have considerable amount of cash. I wouldn't be too surprised if we actually saw a Guardian drop.
What?
Maybe no. I guess. Guardian's not gonna be able to afford a FAMAS, so I think Starks and Zeus are on their own. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a force buy here.
Yeah, it's just Starks who will be low. So normally he would have had a C set, but I'm kind of wondering what he's going to get instead. I'd be very surprised actually if NaVi don't force this time around.
5-7 maybe.
No,
They do actually manage to split the cash here.
Skipping on grenades for Seized, I think, and buying the one from us there. So yeah, they managed to equip themselves. Guardian charging down in towards, and he's going to get that kill on Sparrow as well. Goes for the repeat, follow-up kill. They got to not stand still. They got to push here, otherwise they're going to get shut down one at a time, which is pretty much exactly what happened. Guardian just raining down hell from up at the B-bomb site. Very hard to deal with.
Minis, however, does manage to find the flank on one. There is still some good damage dealt to the NaVi members here. 3 of them are fairly low from one pretty sick nade. They pretty much beamed them in the face. And now Guardian not going to get his 4th frag. Manai strikes first. He gets a 2nd one. What is happening? ESC, they're back into this. Oh, but I spoke too soon. Edward cuts Rollin off before he can get onto that site.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was looking good. I mean, he's really, really just carrying his team to a bit of a victory here. He's got 14 kills. And like we were sort of talking about one of the other days here, is that actually Minis was standing in for Virtus Pro when they were doing the Fragbite Masters LAN, and he did play really well, even on LAN, so he's just a really strong up-and-coming player, there's no doubt about it. But NaVi will win the round regardless. Guardian's triple at the beginning just was a little bit too much for them to overcome. Eco round coming out from ESC, and see if NaVi can have a bit of a better end to this half than the way it started for them.
That nade.
Oh, this brutal just slaughter. They even closed the door. No, Innocent can't put the Tech 9 to use. But that was a slaughter. Zeus hitting the perfect timing. They basically sandwiched ESC into connector, and there wasn't anywhere ESC could go at that point. No backing up. They just had to take that fight, and it did not work for them, especially once the bomb got dropped in sewer. So, a bit of a rough round there for ESC, but that was still an eco. So now we go into a buy round, and we have to see exactly what they can do here with AKs.
Ah, yes. AKs all around? Go on.
Seized on long. They're pushing around. I like this.
Well, Edward is kind of going to get sandwiched in here. Tries to get the spray, and he almost takes down Rallon, but Minis is there to back it up again. Zeus comes in, but again, Starix has already fallen, so this is a 2-for-1 trade in favor of the ESC team. They're pushing hard, and Seized might be coming up from behind, but he's got to be a lot quicker than this. Zeus doing a good job holding. And as ESC slowed down, they sort of almost ensure their own deaths. Seized, very nearly getting that kill. HE grenade follow-up to explode Innocent. Oh my god.
Minis. Look at where he's at.
Wow.
He's going to be able to catch every rotation if he's just smart
Oh,
about
no!
how he plays this.
You got to be kidding me.
Okay.
He did not see Zeus down there. He was in the smoke. That is the most incredible timing. That may have just saved this round from now.
I actually like it though, because this is Guardian's never gonna expect somebody to come in through here. That actually may work ESC's way. Now Guardian has no idea.
Oh, wow.
This could open up the A site. Guardian, he's never gonna see it coming. Total surprise for Guardian there. That is sick. Lady Luck actually gave the hugest wink there, hiding Zeus in the smoke.
But now look at Seized. He's going to take down Maniz next in line. Rallen coming in, and Rallen wins the battle. This is an incredible round. There is no way to predict who would have come out on this one, but maybe ESC will. The bomb is planted for them. Zeus, he's going to have to go hard here. He's got no grenades left. Rallen raiding right at the edge. Zeus faking it once. Rallen gets the headshot, and it's a double kill. Unreal play coming out here. ESC winning the round, making it 7-6. This is really intense.
Oh, it really is. And that could have gone so badly for ESC on so many occasions, and the same thing for NaVi. I was really surprised that Maniz actually let Guardian rotate at all, because you had Rallen walking around with the bomb around the restroom area way before Guardian actually got onto site. So with a quick pickoff, they could have done that even faster. But right now, NaVi out for redemption here. They want to get a round back.
Yeah, but they're going to
really
take
fine
it back.
fashion.
They're not even going to ask for it. They're just going to take it.
That was a series of unfortunate events there for ESC as far as timing is concerned, really. Navi managing to just land the shots when they had the opportunities. Guardian catches Innocent lurking around Picnic. And or Birthday Party, rather, I guess. And that's pretty much going to be it.
Yeah, Sparrow waiting by the fountain, and they're just going to double peek him. Also, he was being backstabbed, so even if he hadn't gone down, Starrich would have come up from behind. Zeus with a triple, making it 7-7, tying up the scoreline here, moving into the 15th round. Man, the pistol round of the second half is going to be so critical either way.
Yeah, it's going to be monstrous for both teams. But again, we haven't seen not all that much of the A takes really that we were talking about previously. So for ESC to actually get this many rounds on the T side, I think that's fairly impressive.
It really is actually a solid score. I mean, 7 rounds on T side when we were talking just a month ago, where it's like, oh man, if they get 4 rounds on T side of Overpass, that's when it gets really rough for the other team. This is really solid here from ESC, and they're still putting up a fight. Sparrow does manage to find Seized. He's got a gun to work with now, and he's going to get plucked out of the sky by Guardian. So NaVi coming out ahead in the end, 8-7, but that is still far too close for comfort here for the Ukrainian team.
What an absolutely crazy game this has been for a whole wide variety of different reasons. But I mean, I don't know. I'm super impressed with ESC either way. They have really shown some resilience tonight. They've been through a lot, and even though they've had to be disconnected almost one person at a time, sometimes 2 at a time, and they still somehow find the strength to fight back. That's pretty cool. So 8-7 here, 16th round is coming up, and if they can win a pistol, they have a real chance. And look at, they're just rushing down the connector. They're going to try and see if they can greet Starrix and Zeus down here, and they're just firing them down. Starrix gets the return kill, but he's very low on health. Oh, and then Edward and Guardian come in from the other side to take them out as they actually try and rotate back. That's going to leave Innocent and Sparrow in a very tricky position.
It's really unfortunate how that played out, that push into underpass there for ESC. They ended up actually blocking each other quite badly. I think it was Innocent who tried to get down while one of the other members tried to get up. And it ended up with Innocent not being able to shoot at anyone.
But look at Innocent. He's walking up behind. He must have seen... Did he not see anyone? I'm not sure. He's walking up right behind them. Sees the head of one. No, he gets backstabbed. He turns around for the 180. Gets another headshot. This is utterly unreal. I can't believe he just got those 2 kills. What? He gets another one unseized. If he brings this back, that's going to be too much to handle. What an incredible performance here. Innocent looking for the last shot. He's covering the bomb as well. And there's only 30 seconds here. Guardian in a 1-on-2. Innocent. He might be the hero that ESC need and even deserve, it feels like. Sparrow waiting down here still, but are they aware? Guardian, he's going to be coming down here. He is in a 1-on-2. This is the most impressive pistol round I've seen in a very long time from any one individual person. Innocent goes down. Sparrow hiding at the edge. 10 seconds, 9 seconds. Guardian. He has to put it down, and as he does, Sparrow moves a lot closer. Guardian waiting in the back line here, doing the damage so far. Sparrow looking for the kill. He just has to hand a little bit more damage, and it's going to be all right. But Guardian is playing this position so well, and now he has a big lead. And he's going to win the round as well. Guardian with the triple. Nicely handled from him at the end here, but it feels like he should have won that round. Oh, God.
And Sparrow, not to throw him under the bus there, but he got caught on the railing trying to jump down into sniper, and that cost him like a second and a half. And that was pretty much just leaving Innocent out in the open. They probably could have tried to pincer Guardian in if he'd been a little bit faster earlier on, before it even got into the 1v1 scenario there. So just some things that happened there that really ended up biting them in the end. But Innocent, just what was that pistol? That was a thing of beauty.
Mini's going to take down one person, and NaVi soldiering on towards victory. They are just they're 7 rounds away from being able to do this, so it could definitely be done here. And they've proven themselves, especially on the terror side of this map, to actually be quite an innovative team. So I expect to see some cool stuff from them, especially now with the bomb plan change. Be surprised if they're not a team to pick up on that really early.
Well, triple stack here on the A site right now, working out their way. I mean, NaVi are slowly working their way onto this site. Bit at the edge there. Exus manages to spot them. He's getting good information here, trying to land a shot on Edward, and he will pick him up. Looking for the headshot too. Gets greedy, though, and Starks will take him down. But there's still 2 members alive here on ESC. And as I say that, they managed to get the kills. Sparrow now the only man alive with the dig, and he drops Starks, looking for the second, but he's not going to get it. Zeus will find him in the end, and NaVi now sitting on 10 rounds.
So it's down to 10-7, and ESC still cannot afford to buy. They're buying a couple of pistols, so that's pretty much it. They are going to be probably 11-7 here, unless they can come up with a really cool win. And that's that's a pretty big lead for NaVi either way.
It is. I guess we'll have to see how this first buy round plays out. That's going to be the end all be all, I think, for ESC, if they're going to make it back into the game, or if NaVi's going to get too big of a lead.
They actually lined up. Look at the damage being output here. That's 3 people on less than 20 health. Oh, if they had a grenade here. If Innocent had a grenade, it would be beautiful. But he's waiting with the P250 in hand. It could still go pretty badly for NaVi.
Oh, look at Rollin.
Oh.
He's in a pretty good position here to punish NaVi. As I say that, obviously. Had to curse him a bit there as he takes him out, but definitely gave a lot of information to the 2 remaining ESC members.
Well, yeah, and ESC really think this is going to be a B play right now. They're expecting a push through connector, it looks like. But unfortunately for them, NaVi not interested. They're going towards the pointy letter.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be successful in doing that. And credit to NaVi for sticking together like they are. They're really trying to make sure that no one is sort of left completely alone. They're covering their flanks as well. And oh, Sparrow actually gets completely thrown out of the bomb site, literally down onto the stairwell. And I think maybe Innocent just wants to find a rifle somewhere if he can. He's looking for one, but I think Edwards heard him, so his hunt for the rifle might end a little bit worse than he had expected. A good shot there onto Edward. Zeus is going to come in right behind him, and that'll be the end of it. Not sure where this rifle went. Can you throw it into the... I don't know where you can throw that rifle. You can really throw it somewhere where people can't find it. Yeah. I guess actually a lot of spots you can really do that in, so... Yep. 19th round. 11-7 scoreline. And ESC without a sniper rifle, but a lot of M4s and a decent amount of grenades as well to try and keep NaVi out. Though, look at NaVi. 4 Molotovs here. They can really set some stuff on fire.
Yeah, they can buy a lot of time for themselves as well. They can clear out bomb sites. And I wouldn't be too surprised if that's what we're about to see. And a push towards a bomb site where they basically just carpet bomb everything with fire and see, what kind of people come crawling out from their hiding spots.
Look at Rallin here. He's boosted up and they just opened the door. He's going to peek up at any moment now and could just unleash hell. Oh, what? No!
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Guardian.
But yeah,
no, that was a mistake.
Slip his crouch button or something?
Something definitely happened that was a mistake. You can see him typing something weird. So I'm guessing that was... Oh no.
What happened from Rollin's perspective? Because I was watching Guardian.
Well, Rallin, I think, tried to explain what just happened there. Rallin was stuck down and looking into the ground, and he stood up right in Guardian's scope. So that was supposed to have been like the surprise moment, and instead he stood up and looked into the ground and didn't fire his weapon or did anything at all. Oh my god, ESC.
It just happens that Guardian is checking every angle as he comes out through connector as well. That was the third spot that he looked. He looked short, he looked the first boost spot, and then he looked the second boost spot, and there's Rowland.
Minis waiting inside. Edward actually is the one to take down Zeus. A bit of a team kill there, but the rest of ESC almost are all at the bomb site. Oh, Edward goes down actually. Exus just comes in with that kill. That's not at all bad. Guardian waiting under here. Can't get the crossover shot, and Sparrow's going to be able to take him down. Starix now 1-on-2. Almost out of bullets, and he's going to go down. Sparrow with a great retake. Double kill there. And there will be the defuse happening for ESC. They have the time for it, so they're going to win the round regardless. But this is a madness match. I don't know.
Man, I think we're going to get
it's just going to be weird.
It's going to be long, because I think we're in for another pause here, because Edison is rocking 800 ping.
Wonderful. I was kind of needing a pause as well. I felt like, we'd been going on for a while, so
It was getting on a bit late.
Started this game at 9:30, roughly?
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Yeah. And I guess the good thing about it is that the game has actually been interesting, because after every unpause, we've had an unexpected twist. Let's say ESC loses a member, and you think, oh, this is doom. This is certain doom, the nail in the coffin, all that good stuff. And they come back every single time. After every pause, they just bring it back and make NaVi pay. And that's really fun. So I've actually had even though it's been a really prolonged match, it's been a pretty fun match to watch.
It definitely has. I just noticed on Twitter as well, Toby is actually watching with us from Joinder, of course. So hey Toby, what's up? We'll try and see if we can get you in some sort of matchmaking game later on. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad you guys are all still tuning in. All of you out there. I know it's been a bit of a strange evening for everyone involved, but you're right. In between the pauses, the Counter-Strike is actually of a really cool quality. We're getting to see all sorts of new stuff that we didn't even know about. So 11-8, 20th round coming up. And let's see if ESC can stay in the game for a little bit longer. Guardian winning the battle against Minis over there. And ESC now actually going to maybe lose control of this bomb site. So a lot of people coming, and they only have 2 people defending. Though they're doing a good job. Sparrow is going to be able to take down Zeus, and Rallen grenading out a little bit too far, but still just trying to stay alive inside here.
Sparrow may be able to hit the perfect timing here with this flank. He just needs to be careful. Guardian is still lurking around this corner. Edward's going to get taken out, and there's 3 kills near instantly, just laying the pain down on NaVi. They get obliterated in the end. Sparrow and Mauzinho just coming in big for ESC when it mattered most.
Excellent. No bomb plant either for NaVi, and ESC actually in a pretty good position. I don't know. It feels like ESC might win this game anyway.
That would be justice.
Yeah, that would actually be just. It feels, I feel kind of bad for selling NaVi shirt in that sense. Kind of just not deeming them worthy of victory if they do win. But holy hell, the adversity that ESC has had to live with up till this point.
And they're still,
they're still fighting,
bouncing back. That's the crazy thing, right? Some teams would just crumble under this, right? And you just see them fade, and there you go. But ESC, they just come back swinging every single time.
Well, I'm guessing they've really aged a couple of years during this match. They've just like grown gray hairs, and their backs are hurting and stuff like that. Definitely been a taxing game for everyone involved so far. Trying to get into the bomb site is NaVi, and this eco round. Grenades are going to rain out as well and soften them up a little bit more. Oh, Sparrow could have almost got a double shot with that last one, but in the end, it's Edward and his trusty Deagle outside. He's not going to get the shot on through. It's a flawless round for ESC. So starting to build up a little bit of money on the Polish side as well. 10-11. One more round for the equalizer if you're ESC. And NaVi, they're only 5 rounds away from the victory.
I'm thinking NaVi are starting to sweat a little bit here. This because even when they got that strong start, right, NaVi, this is still overpass we're talking about. This is still ESC on the CT side, and they were only within a few rounds. So ESC, now that they've got rifles on their side, they're starting to really put the pressure on NaVi. NaVi, this round, if they lose this round, they're into eco territory, so they have to step up now.
Oh. Looking for the opening somewhere in this bomb site. It's the B bomb site that's going on. Sparrow hiding all the way at the left wall of the the tilted wall down there, and Mini's actually looking over in towards the squeak door, where someone eventually is going to have to come up and pick up the bomb here, so he could get such a big opening. Oh, but instead he gets returned on, and Edward comes in from the L-bend, picks off one. Random with a good return, though. Look at
clears
Sparrow.
out Edward. Yeah, Sparrow right now. His position is brilliant. He could potentially catch all of NaVi off guard. They're going to walk through, and Guardian instant headshots him. That's a problem. Now it's just going to be Rollin here alive on the B site, calling for the rotation. He knows that NaVi are starting to walk in here.
Star X. Oh, good. Double from Mouse in return. Zeus could be dropping low as well, but where is X's? He's still at the A bomb site. There's some sort of miscommunication going on, or they haven't spotted the bomb, but they think they should have. Now X's is coming in as well, and Mouse down on the low ground. Headshot from Zeus rains out, and it's going to be Mouse to get the follow-up kill, but Seized had the health advantage, and with a headshot like that, it's not even a contest. 12-10, and NaVi bring it back a little bit closer for a victory of their own.
Yeah, and I think you kind of have to fault X's there. I'm not really sure what happened, but obviously this is one of the issues that you might run into with playing with a stand-in. That rotation was just a million years too late. There's no reason, even if that is a fake, and if it's 2 players left on NaVi and one of the guys is just wreaking havoc on the B bomb site, just take him out and then you can work on a retake together with your buddy.
Oh, we saw Rallin actually make that boost work this time, though, so that's obviously a big upgrade. This time he didn't just stand up and get headshot by a Guardian, but then they did lose. Sparrow down towards the main pipe here. He's going to peek in, goes down to Guardian, and Guardian with a nice follow-up headshot there. That's a triple kill, and just like on the Mirage map, it kind of feels like once Guardian set his mind to really winning a game, it's hard to stop him. He's at 26 kills right now, doing wonderful work.
Yeah, that's really just Guardian, the fact that he has on the game. He's got a quad kill now, and Mouse is not going to give him the ace. He's running away. He doesn't want to have anything to do with Guardian. But like earlier maps, I mean, Edward just played out of his mind on Cobble. Despite the fact that NaVi didn't win it, Edward was just putting in work. And then going into Mirage, Guardian. Now here on Overpass, Guardian. Really, it's been just these individual players stepping up for NaVi and the rest of NaVi kind of forming around the openings that they've created. And Guardian, that's 2 times in a row now where he's just gotten an entry onto B site and allowed his team to start walking in and putting pressure there.
I think if we had an industrial strength Slovak, it'd be Guardian. That's it.
Yeah. It's not much of a stretch. That's pretty much Guardian, the show.
Oh. Eco around here. Sparrow, he spots a shadow. They are kind of close to the B bomb site, but Guardian are in, or so NaVi are in here really, really quickly and almost without making any noise. They're going to get the opening frags as well. Not looking good here for ESC. They could be 4 rounds down in a matter of seconds here, and with a very bad economy to try and win this game from here on out. Minis, nice sneak through the smoke, but not going to be enough.
That was a very cute play from NaVi, and I don't think that's something you would have seen if the CZ had been the CZ still. Walking in through that tunnel and basically just funneling your entire team through a narrow space like that. And yeah, not making a single sound definitely caught ESC off guard. So that was just really solid play from NaVi. But I don't think we would have ever seen that if we still had the CZ in there, because that could mean that one guy could mow down 3 people without any problem.
It could have been true. I mean, the money on NaVi is not super impressive. It's really mostly Guardian and Edward who have any kind of bank going on. So ESC can bring it back just by winning a few select rounds, and they'll essentially be up top again. But it is getting really tricky here. Just 2 rounds away from victory right now, NaVi and ESC. They are still running that boost here. This is where things went really bad earlier on. But Rallin, you're only allowed to make one of those mistakes a year, basically. I mean, it's going to be a new year soon, but we're not counting calendar years.
12 months from now.
Yeah. Rallin, not going to catch anyone, but even without this, it's still really great because they get so much information doing this. Oh, he actually kind of boosted up into the flash this time, or peeked up. A little bit of damage returned, and a lot of time wasted for NaVi, essentially.
This is like NaVi want to try to rotate over towards that A bomb site right now. And, well, they do have quite a few Molotovs, so expect carpet bombing once again. towards that A bomb site, and let's see how ESC actually deal with that.
They're really worried about the bomb going down right in front. You can see Mouse playing so close, but the bomb actually does go down. The bomb side extending a little bit further, I think, than maybe ESC were expecting. So is he going to go for the straight defuse? He has the kit. I'm not sure they're realizing they're not shooting at him. Mouse is the ninja defuse. Oh, last second, and it doesn't go through. Oh, that's so painfully close. And now ESC have a tough retake on their hands. They're trying their very best here. NaVi very low on health, but they're coming out on top anyway with Guardian and another triple kill. 31 kills in just 25 rounds is what he's rocking here, the Slovakian AWPer. It's match and map point. It's 15-10 right now for NaVi.
I don't think you can get any more bad luck when it comes to timings than ESCR right now. The smoke just fades when he's got 1 second left on his defuse, so Guardian sees him. Like, it's like you could have scripted this better. It's unreal.
Yeah, now we go into a force. That's the problem now. ESC, they have to just force up with whatever they can. NaVi, once again, they bum rush long. So this time around, however, ESC not putting up any defense over there early on. They're going to let NaVi get a lot of control, actually. Long, mid, no attention given here by ESC. So NaVi have a lot of room now to set up for their play.
They definitely do. And what's defending this bomb site is Mouse with a pistol, I believe, and then X is with a FAMAS. So it's really not that impressive. And here we go. Putting out some few shots. Minis wanted to come in from behind. Maybe this grenade could do some damage. It's raining on over. Does catch a little bit of damage, but really not that much. And again, NaVi, Susu's carrying the bomb. They just want to get in here, get the bomb down, and then defend it. Not actually take the whole bomb site.
Guardian kneeling roasted to death there.
Well, they tried. They did force out X's, but I think they were expecting to be able to pick him up. Starix actually dropping the ball a little bit here. Seized, putting some damage through, almost gets the kill, running around the box, and it's down to just Seized. He goes down, and ESC will be able to live out the round. 15-11. The Poles, they stay alive a little bit longer. And, again, not that much money in NaVi. Overtime is definitely still a possibility.
That was... Okay, timing's working out again with just where crosshairs happen to be planted, right? Because there were some sick shots there from ESC to shut down that NaVi push. Now we have NaVi actually focusing on the other side of the map. They're going to go up towards long, and they're going to go up towards B rather. And now Edward is going to shut down, or get shut down rather, by Rollin.
Oh, Rollin wanted to go for the replete, but Seuss kind of running and shooting at the same time, and it works out pretty much great for him. Flashbang on over into the site, and it looks like NaVi have got their sights set on this B-bomb site. Minis goes down. Not a great start right here. It's going to be down to Exus and Zero to really pick up some excellent kills. Spots Guardian and puts a tiny bit of damage through.
Yeah, and Seized is aware. Guardian's actually working his way around here as well, so Spiro happens to peek now. He could be in for a bit of a rough time. 2 angles being covered right now by NaVi. There's still 45 seconds left on this clock as well. NaVi, as far as they're concerned, this is a lifetime to work with. They've got all the time in the world. There's no pressure.
And the time wasted has actually forced Mouse back and Exus to leaving poor Spiro all alone. And that's going to make it so rough. A little bit of fake going out upstairs from Seuss just throwing grenades into the bomb site. But any second now, ESC is going to realize they've made potentially a game-losing mistake here. As Spiro covering by the barrels. He's going to have to come up with more than just a double here. And he gets instantly shot down, and I think that might have been the final kill to make the difference here. 2-on-4 retake coming in from ESC.
Mal's last man alive here, 1v3, but that is it. The GG is called, and NaVi will be taking this best of 3, 16-11 here on the last map, 2-1.